Tonight we are driving the brand new Ford Capri, the electric version, electric SUV 2024 model, and in this video we will enjoy driving in the nighttime. We will talk also about those Matrix LED headlamps, how they work, and I will go on some dark streets so you can see a little bit better. Plus we will see the ambient light in the interior. I will have some separate videos on my channel as always if you want to see the full review and the test drive in the daytime where I explain you everything about the car. Definitely check them out. When you turn on the car you can see how it open up the headlamps, first the daytime running light and then the headlamps, and then when you lock it, it's just dimmed down, no animation or something like that. The same story on the rear, so it's just turning on when you unlock the car. You can see it's just turn on first the tail lights and then the lights from the number plate, which are LED. Anyway, LED light everywhere around the car, even the handles are illuminated, even this projection with Capri writing down there in the car. It looks really cool. I really like that. It's a nice touch to the car. Now going inside, we have this ambient light on the door on the front. We have ambient light here in the center console. We have the top of the range trim. This is the premium version. It comes with panoramic glass roof with those leather kind of Sensico. Those are kind of artificial ecological leather. Now let me go inside. It's a very nice ambient inside the car. I really like it, to be honest. I like how nice they position it, the illumination from the ambient light here in the center console, here on the door. It's kind of project very nice, the light on the doors. Even here in this hidden place you have some ambient light. In the nighttime it's pleasant. Plus we have this small digital cockpit and it's not so intrusive in the nighttime, so it's very pleasant to drive it in the nighttime. Immediately when you press the brake, the car is ready to drive, so you don't have to press the start stop engine button even though you have it down here. Up here you have some light in the night, super much light, to be honest. Once you turn on the light it's pretty bright and you can see extremely well. Right here you can also write something or read a book or something like that, so the lights are really powerful. Now I'm not going to go into too much technical data and information about the car because I will do that in the test drive video and in the review video. I will leave the technical data of this car in the description of the video if you want to read it. I tell you a few words, but I don't want to go super deep in technical data. First of all, the version that I have with me is the rear wheel drive extended range version. Is the version that I definitely recommend you. I don't think if you really need the all-wheel drive version, I think this one have also a more extended range and have a pretty good price. Now the price it's around, depending in which country you are, depending on the options that you get, it might start at around 40,000 and it might go to 48,000 with all the options that you add. 286 horsepower, 545 Newton meters. It comes with a 77 kilowatt hour battery NMC and 0 to 100 in 6.4 seconds. The range estimated 598 kilometer, which is pretty impressive. What is the most impressive is the turning circle for such a big car, 9.7 meter, and I tested and it's super good. I don't think it makes any sense to go in more details. Anyway, you will find it in the description of the video. Those are the low beam right now and those are the high beam. It comes with Matrix. On the premium version, top of the range version, it comes with those Matrix LED headlamps which are adaptive. They are super powerful, they look great. We will go in the dark street so you can see them. I will switch to Eco mode. We have a few different driving modes: Eco, Sport, Normal, Individual, and so on. I don't want to go too much into details, just enjoy driving. The screen, you can put it in dark mode, you can put it in day mode, it's the way you want it, but in the night I think the dark mode is the best. Here is the stalk behind the steering wheel. You put it in drive or you put it in B mode. You can see immediately when you put it in drive the headlamps kind of adjust itself. This is the reverse camera. It's kind of a 360 degrees camera. You can see what happened around the car. The car comes also with a park assist, so you can activate the park assist. So if you want that car to park automatic, you can do that. And let me drive in B mode. B mode is more like when you release the acceleration, it's something like one pedal drive, but it's not a proper one pedal drive, because if I release the acceleration right now, it will regenerate the energy, kind of brake, but at some point at 5 km per hour it will kind of roll, right? So it's not going to stop, only if you press the brake. then it will engage the auto hold function, which is good. But other than that, I really like the B mode. I don't know, when I drive an electric car, I like to have some level of regeneration. I like to drive like one pedal, you know. I'm a big fan of this one pedal drive. So I think almost all cars should have one pedal drive. What is the most impressive thing in this car, and now I don't want to talk too much again, is the turning circle. I mean, 9.7 meter, it's crazy for such a big car. I mean, even here in this shopping center area where you can turn the car, such a big car, in small spaces like that. Look at this. I mean, it's amazing how easy I can turn around the car around these tight small spaces. It's very easy to drive. In eco mode you have this steering extremely light, and I like that. I like this easiness of driving. Anyway, let's go on some dark streets to show you the lights, and then we will go on the city streets where we have a little bit of light. But first of all, let's go around here because it's important to see. You can see right now the low beam, and then this is the high beam. This is the way it looks, and of course it's automatically, so when you're driving in nighttime on national roads, it will kind of adapt automatic for you. But from my point of view, man, you know, because they take the expertise from Volkswagen Group, and Volkswagen Group, they are one of the best making those headlamps and tail lights and so on. I guess Ford bring this here in a big way, and I'm happy to see that. Really good stuff, really good stuff, really good light. So yeah, from this point of view, for me, I think it's more than enough. You can see one more time here, very pleasant driving in the nighttime. Even the head-up display, it has the head-up display directly on the windshield, but you can dim it down like I do it right now. It's almost you don't even see it in the nighttime. I mean, it doesn't bother you, but you can also make it super bright so you can see it a little bit better in the daytime. So that would be super helpful. But again, from my point of view, very, very good stuff. Now, regarding the turning the car, man, it's so crazy. Such a big car, you can turn it in such a small space. I mean, you can turn the steering wheel extremely much. So that's crazy good. If I compare it with my Tesla Model Y, for example, right, it's a big difference. I mean, like, my Tesla is stop here, and then this one you turn it one more time. So this is crazy. It's much better. You can definitely feel it's much better. So it probably have more than 2 meters difference between those two. So that's a good thing that I love. Plus the suspension, I feel like they are more plushy. I didn't drive the last Model Y. I have to drive it next week. I can't wait to do that. But when I compare this one here with multi-link suspension on the rear and MacPherson independent on the front, I feel like those are much more comfortable. They are set up to be more comfy, and it feels quite good. It feels quite pleasant driving the car over the bumps, and it's a little bit more comfortable. So I can compare it with a new model, but I can compare it with the old model, and regarding the new and old model, it is a difference. Here it's much better. And I'm happy, you know, I'm happy that Ford bring on this Capri, all this technology, and they share the experience and the technology with Volkswagen Group, because, you know, Volkswagen Group work for a few years now on those electric cars, and man, they are so good when it comes to mechanical part, like suspension, like direction, all that stuff. Man, they are really good. They are really good. I mean, suspension, it's extremely good. And here again, it's good. The steering, the feeling, it's great. It's not a sporty car. Don't expect to be super sporty, super stiff, stuff like that. But it's comfortable, man. I mean, this type of car, like SUV, family SUV, should be comfortable. People don't buy this type of cars to drive crazy sporty, right? They don't go to race. They don't go to do crazy stuff like that, to be stiffer, you know, like, yeah, like Model Y. Model Y is quite stiffer. I have it, I own it, but it's quite stiffer. I want to have a comfortable ride. Maybe 1%, maybe 5% of the time, or maybe 10, I want to have some stiffer, you know, car, like fun to drive. But most of the time I want a comfortable car. I want a good ride, soft steering wheel, good turning ratio, stuff like that, you know. And this one have it, and I love it. I think it's much more pleasant. It's much more pleasant to drive it at long trips. Those seats are also very good. I feel very comfortable on them, which is important. Oh man, I said I won't speak too much about the car, but I'm talking too much. We should just enjoy the ride, right? And by the way, another thing that they share with the Volkswagen Group is the autopilot, man. It's so good. Boy, I tested today a little bit earlier. I was so surprised. It's so good. Once you set it up, you set the speed very easy from here. The only thing that I wish maybe to be different are those kind of, they're physical button, but they're kind of touch sensitive button. I wish to be physical, simple physical button, easy to press and stuff, but they are kind of touch sensitive buttons in some way, which sometimes it might be confusing. Sometimes you might touch some other close by button, but overall you get used with them relatively fast, and they work fine. I mean, yeah, there are so many things that I like about this car, and one of it, it's autopilot. I find it really, really good. So the autopilot system, it's extremely good. This is one of it. Another thing is that sound insulation, I find it pretty good as well. Now this is it, driving in the nighttime. Now going on the highway here again, pretty pleasant, pretty silent, even at high speeds. I drive it a little bit earlier on the highway today, and man, it was pretty silent, pretty nice, pretty pleasant to drive it. You can see right now autopilot, it's working, and it's working really well. It sees the car on the left, on the right, it's brake, it's accelerating, it's keeping the distance, so it's working really fine. You can also adjust this screen if you want to adjust it straight like that. So depend how you want it. You can also adjust the screen like that, or all the way down, or just a little bit higher so you can see a little bit better. Depend how you want it. You can adjust also the screens. But yeah, it's super pleasant, super nice ride on the highway. It feels comfortable, it feels pleasant to be here. It feels like a premium car. And yeah, I think comfort on this car, it's the big plus. So this is the low beam, this is the high beam, just in case you want to see it one more time around here. I don't want to bother the other guys, so I will do it. I will show you also a little bit later on some other streets. But to be honest, I like it. I like the car. It's really pleasant to drive, and I feel like it's more than enough. It has more than enough power. We are in eco mode right now. We will switch in a second also the driving mode. Also the brakes are smooth and nice. They feel good when you touch it. The regenerative brake, it's great. I don't have too many things to complain about the car, to be honest. So smooth. Of course, yeah, I will test this car a little bit more before I will do the test drive video. I didn't do it yet. I plan to do it tomorrow, but I want to drive it a little bit more before I do the test drives. And then I will do also the review, because first of all I drive the cars, and then I look at the cars, I stay with them a little bit, and then I try to do it in the last day, the review and the test drive, so I can give you as many info as possible. I think it makes sense like that. Look at this, the high beam and the low beam. And now here, pretty bumpy road. It's still pleasant to drive. I like the high driving position. I think this is also great and pleasant. Changing the driving mode, all you have to do is just go up here, and then you put it in sport, for example. Right now we are in sport mode. Go back to home. I noticed that the screen, it's also very responsive, so the software, it's pretty good. So now in sport mode, you see everything turned to kind of an orange color. It's not a red, kind of orange, something like that. But it's nice, it's pleasant. Much more responsive now when you press the acceleration pedal. I feel like it's so sensitive right now. So you know, when you have such a good turning ratio, you feel like so confident when you go left and right, and also in the roundabouts that help you a lot. Now in sport mode, the steering, it's a little bit more, let's say, stiffer, a little bit harder. So you feel a little bit of difference here. So around here in the city, it's much more pleasant to drive. For example, in comfort or normal mode, let's say normal mode, they call it. I think normal mode, because the steering wheel is softer and nice and easy to go around the corners. You can see right now in this roundabout, it's super easy to go around the corners with such a big car. It's so useful. Let's park around here. I will show you also the reverse cameras. So you can see the reverse camera in this area here. It's pretty good view. You can also adjust the screen if you want to see it in a different position, and it's so easy even when you park it, because you have this good turning circle. You can park it easy. Also the cameras are very useful. And then you just press park, and that's it. Now if you want to see the consumption, you can see on our trip we have 18.9 kilowatt hours. So outside it's pretty cold, it's quite still winter, but yeah, it is what it is. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get some useful information. I really love the interior lights. I think it's a great studio for making videos and stuff like that. I think it looks really good, right? I mean, it's quite nice, the ambient. Anyway, that was the video. Thank you for watching. I hope it was useful. Don't miss out the other videos, guys. Full review and the test drive. There you can get more information about the car. Technical data will be in the description of the video if you want to find out more. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, stay safe, and we see you soon in the next one. Bye, guys.